Hi, I'm Wild Bill, and this is a Redbeard Pirate Radio vlog on World War II. In particular, which was better, the Corsair or the Hellcat? I've been seeing a lot of videos about that lately, so it stimulated me to make one of my own. So I was doom scrolling. One presenter raved about a World War II fighter plane, the Hellcat. He explained that its simple elegance, which rendered it more easy to mass produce, its quick repair, turnaround time, and reduced hangar requirements made it the obvious best of breed. Nodding as I ruminated on this, I clicked on the next video. The second presenter took the opposite view. It was the other United States Navy naval fighter, the Corsair, that was the standalone hero of the Pacific War. Why? Engineering excellence, innovative systems, a whole novel way to look at powering flaps and other control surfaces. His last bit of hype was the most crucial part of his thesis. The Corsair, other things equal, was 40 miles an hour faster than the Hellcat. In combat, being able to outrun a fleeing foe, or a pursuing one, is like a gift from the Almighty. When that video concluded, I was still nodding, but now I had forgotten why. The comparison between the two fighters brought up a parallel from elsewhere in the war. The U.S. Sherman tank and the German Panther tank. The former was fairly mobile, fairly well armored, fairly well armed, and fairly easy to refit and repair. And of supreme importance in wars of attrition, fairly easy to manufacture. More than 40,000 were produced, along with several major variant vehicles using the same chassis. Simple, elegant, easy to produce. See where I'm going with this. Contrast it with Panther. Panther was better armored, faster, more agile on uneven ground, had a very accurate and hard-hitting cannon that could knock out a Sherman at twice the range that a Sherman could return the favor. Panther was also designed to dovetail combat needs with production priorities. About 6,000 were built. Complex, finicky, plagued with final drive issues, Panther was a lithizzoner among tanks. All this seems fair. One vehicle compared to another. Tanks are like Jenga towers, and may the guy or gal with the most stable version win. As all simplifications are, this is inadequate to explain the situation. World War II was a battle not of tactics, but of national strategy. A plane or tank is almost insignificant to planners trying to make sure every soldier gets clothed, fed, sheltered, and provided with the tools of his trade. Our side faced formidable challenges. Every ton of material used against the enemy had to be shipped at least 3,000 miles before it could be so applied. For that, you'd need incredible infrastructure, material railways, ports, an incredible amount of merchant marine tonnage, and tankers by the score. Germany was a continental power. Its lines of communication were trains, planes, and automobiles. It could send men and material to its front lines with long practiced excellence. Germany was extremely good at railnet communications. Much of the necessary infrastructure was already in place. In fact, having planned for a short war, Germany's industrial capacity was not fully mobilized until after the turning point had been reached. Every war is a delicate dance of rail, ship, and air schedules. You must move fuel to where it's needed, lots of it, and planes, ships, tanks, jeeps, hospitals, mess tents, spare parts for the multitude, plus your strategic infrastructure must also be ready to accept the influx, the carloads of wounded men, knocked out tanks back toward the railheads and cities. Moreover, your ports and harbors must be able to carry on with new construction while you repair battle-damaged ships. And you must cope with your generals and admirals having fatal strokes, heart attacks, and plane crashes at the most inconvenient moments. Or being captured. Paulus comes to mind. Even that delicate dance is but smoke and mirrors covering the deep truths. World War II was a total war. The grand strategy of total war is to most quickly expand your economy so you can attack the enemy's sources of supply. In this context, World War II was a war against German and Japanese production centers, cities, ports, factories, rail yards. These are the real targets. All official narratives claimed that the war was won against enemy armies, that the strategic bombing campaign was a strike against the enemy will to fight. It was not. We were killing workers and their families and overloading the rescue apparatus of firemen, ambulance crews, and hospitals. Kill enough workers, wound or kill their families, and the enemy system breaks down for lack of playing pieces. That's total war. So, in the view of the leaders of the respective systems, any given tank or ship or plane was a game piece on a board of thousands of pieces, all in motion. If it was good, sweet. If it was bad, still okay. The point is to keep their factories running at the moment your bombs start to fall on them. You kill more workers that way. Did we ever quell the enemy's resolve to fight on? Not until we destroyed enough of the workers' homes, schools, hospitals, and the factories at which they worked for their system to carry on the fight. So, Corsair or Hellcat, or Zero, or ME-109, or LA-7, did not matter in the larger context. The war was a war against production, and the best way to go about that is to kill as many workers as possible. We were the best at it. A big part of that was geography. None of our enemies could reach our production centers or strategic infrastructure, but we could sure as shit reach theirs. That's what our strategic moves were for, to bring our 4-engine bombers close enough to strike the enemy cities. Thanks for taking time to audit this. I would like to add 2 notes here for points I made earlier. Wartime sources stressed that, for the Sherman, the Panther's front was very difficult to penetrate at any range but point blank, like 110 yards, 100 meters. Panther, on the other hand, could reliably punch holes in a Sherman from 1,100 yards, 1,000 meters range. That's quite the disparity. That's all I have to say right now. Wild Bill, 19th of January, 2026.